and welcome to the What the Fork Monarchs Friday Focus. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harley as we look back on a crucial 3 points for the Monarchs. Final score 49-41 to the home men. We hear from Monarchs captain Sam Masters, top scorer for the Pirates, Steve Worrall, and race of the week, Dave. They made us wait for it this week, but Heat 15 it is, and we'll see that at the end. Dave, we spoke, I've cut across you there, sorry. I'll bring you in, Dave, that's how we normally do it. We spoke during the week on the previous show about just how crucial this was. Obviously, we all know the Monarchs are chasing those playoffs, and the minimum requirement is 2 home wins starting tonight against the Pirates. Of course, next week, Plymouth to come, but it was absolutely crucial, and you know what, for a good spell tonight, I wasn't sure it was going to come, nip and tuck throughout. Monarchs took their first lead after Heat 11, promptly gave it back with 5-1, but when it matters, as so often the case, Sam Masters and Josh Pickering. A welcome 5-1 from Paco and Jacob in between Heat 14, and remarkably, despite being 2 down going into Heat 13, it was an 8-point win, 3 points for the Monarchs, none for the Pirates.
Yeah, exactly what we needed and what we wanted before the meeting when we spoke on Wednesday for the preview show. You know, it was me that was saying 46-44 would do, and you were hoping for 49-41, and after Heat 11 I'm sure we would all have taken, in fact Heat 12 was it, we'd all have taken 46-44 at that point.
Maybe even after Heat 13 we would have taken 46-44.
Exactly, but yeah, no, I mean, Jacob Hookin's taken a massive step forward in the last couple of weeks, and he's been phenomenal. And that I know it's only a third place beating Ben Cook, but in Heat 10, you know, that was when we're starting to look like, can we actually get any Heat advantages? We got it there, and that kind of turned us round, and then as you say, Heat 14 absolutely critical. Paco jumps out, wins the race, and Jacob backing him up brilliantly, and made sure we didn't need any last heat deciders, and the 3 points were in the bag, and Poole sent home with nothing.
That's it, the 3 points were in the bag at that point. But you know, contributions for it, of course, were always led by Sam and Josh, and they led the way, 13 points apiece. But Kai backed up well. I think it was 8 for him. We mentioned Jacob. You know, I thought last week was his best match for the Monarchs, albeit it wasn't his highest score, but even better tonight. You know, 7. He wins Heat 2 and holds off a strong challenge by Ben Cook, who was very good. We mentioned that crucial third, the second in Heat 14, and I mean that third when he beats Cook, he was right up on King and almost got past King in that one as well. So right on the pace all throughout. You know, James a little bit slow to start, but comes to the party with 3 points at the end, and the only one maybe Lassie, but I didn't realise that he gave an interview during the match and said he's been in bed all week, no well. So you know, maybe that was contributing to that, and you know, the strength it takes to get round here maybe wasn't there. So crucial points from everyone, and you know, we see it when you get the 3 points, job done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that about Lassie as well, and he's still been competitive in those first turns. Maybe in his third races, you know, he's got caught out too wide again and need to learn to cut back. But it's still only, I mean, how many matches he actually had round Armadale?
Not lucky if it's double digits.
Not a lot, and going back to Jacob again, just as you say, the best thing about that third place in Heat, was it Heat 10? Heat 10 was, it was 3 of them were alongside each other going down the back straight.
The commitment he showed.
Exactly. You know, that's where it is. That's that step up I was talking about. But solid from the Monarchs. You know, as they say, Paco be disappointed to run 2 lasts, but then when it really mattered, he wins Heat 14. So success for them all, and even Josh Pickering, he'll always be disappointed only picking up a third in Heat 15, but 4 wins before that. Absolutely fantastic. Just hoping he never hurt himself trying to do the wheelies down the back.
In a minute, a bit of an eventful end to that race for Josh, but before then, you know, as he so often is, star of the show, and a little bit annoyed not to get the maximum, was Sam Masters. I caught up with him after. So Sam said it was going to be a crucial one for the Monarchs tonight, and Poole gave us a challenge, but we got there in the end, and it's another 3 massive points as we move on.
Yeah, I don't want to sound negative or anything, but I thought Poole would probably do us today. They're a very, very strong team by far, the strongest in the league, I think. So to beat them here is awesome, man. I'm so stoked for the boys. It's not that I didn't have faith in them, but I just knew that they will push us the whole way, and yeah, everyone put in for sure. So I was stoked with that.
Yeah, there won't be many teams that will be 2 points down to Poole going into Heat 13 and send them away with nothing. Absolutely powerhouse show. We're not saying we expect it from yourself and Josh, but we know what you're capable of. But that Heat 14 was absolutely huge.
Yeah, massive. I thought, here we go, last heat decider, and then a heat advantage or something, and they had choice of gates too, so I thought this is going to be tough. But even if it was that, we still would have got it, and yeah, I'm so happy that we turned Poole over. Even though it's at our home track, they're like I said, they're a strong team, and it looks up for us for the rest of the year. And Jacob, you got to take your hat off to him. He had a good meeting at reserve, but everyone, Paco, Kai, Josh, everyone put in there what they should have done, and yeah, I'm happy.
And you've said many times you hate last heat deciders until they're over. Obviously there wasn't one tonight, but it still didn't stop you. Third to first, you were still going for that checkered flag.
Yeah, but I was just chirping around the inside. Josh was the one, the exciting one, back in third. So yeah, it was nice, especially after last night. I was struggling a little bit, so it was nice to finish. I was in front in heat 1 too, so I should have had a maximum really, but should never say should have. Should have just beat Stevie in the first one again, and yeah, happy with 14.
And I was going to say that there, obviously, we know you're riding less than 100%, so the fact you had 5 rides and 2 restarts as well, that couldn't have helped anything, but foot holding up and everyone holding up okay? I
would have liked to have only done 4 heats today, but I knew against Poole it was going to be tough, and I would have had to put my whole heart and effort in. So I'm through it now, foot sore, I've got a couple of days off now, which is nice, and soldier on.
Well done again tonight, Sam.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sure he mentioned it there, but I'm sure this isn't exactly a night Sam wanted. You know, five races, 2 restarts in that, so 7 starts all on a foot that still got him lumping about the pits. So an absolutely fantastic captain's performance here by Sam, and he led the way. You know, at the end of, as you mentioned, Josh was unbeaten in his first 4, and on a night where passing was at a premium, you know, the sharpness of Josh out the gate was very impressive in those first 4 races, and he never gave anyone a chance.
No, definitely not. He's getting better and better. We see it every week, and it's absolutely fantastic. But we talk about him being better and better. We talk about him, but Sam is the one leading the way, even with that sore foot. It's a phenomenal pass on in heat 15. You know, obviously we'll see it in a minute, but. I mean, Stevie Worrall's got to be worried about Josh, but you know, Sam working that inside like no one else can.
The drive he was getting off those second and fourth bends was exceptional all throughout the night. You know, but you know, we flip it over to Poole's side of the pits. You know, they go home pointless, and I'm pretty sure team boss Gary Havelock will be wondering just how that happened. You know, we touched on the fact they were only 2 down. Sorry, they were 2 up going into heat 13, but to come away with nothing. And yes, it's not a death blow to them. They'll be in the playoffs, that's guaranteed, but they're still chasing that top 2 position, and they would have been eyeing tonight. They won here twice last year. You know, Drew Kemp in the team now, he had an up and down night by his standards, as he so often does, but they'll probably be disappointed to go home empty-handed.
No, definitely, especially when Ben Cook was looking so good. They're obviously trying to get his rides out there, and even Nathan Ablett, when I'm standing, I'm saying we need him to score 0 tonight for us to win this match, and he's been excellent out the gate and been solid, and 3 good points, 3 plus 2 is really good points for him, and I mean, I'm sure Zach Cook will probably come back another day a wee bit better, but Richard Lawson, he's talked about when just before we interviewed Stevie, his toolbox went for a fly, and he's like, that sums up my night. He was not a happy chappy at all.
Well seen, you were a goalie back in the day, Dave. I seen your reflexes there, your footwork, you were well clear.
Yeah, I wasn't saving that, the ways behind that toolbox, but it's they're a thoroughly good team. Worthy champions last year. They will be in the playoffs, but they were well beaten tonight in the end.
Yep, that's it. And I think if they end up back here in the playoffs, if the Monarchs do make it, and if both teams are there, then we'll see a slightly stronger and different Poole that night, that's for sure. But the man that top scored for them, he's a former league winning Monarch, so he certainly knows this place very well. Steve Worrall. Dave spoke to him after.
Stevie Worrall, a tough night for the Pirates tonight, a hard battle for you.
Yeah, we dug in deep all the way through the meeting, but last few heats just let it slip away there, and yeah, bit of a shame really, because I felt like we could have got something out of it there towards the end, but it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it was really close, nip and tuck all the way through, and I thought it was going to come down to the last race there, but as you say, we kind of just pulled away in the end, and it's not easy against Sam and Josh in heats 13-15 here.
No, they're so well set up, they're such good riders, and me and Sam have our partnership at Wolverhampton, and kind of have an idea of where each other's going to be, and I thought he'd be on the outside there in that heat 15, thought I might have just had enough, but apparently if I'd have got the 3 points, we would have got the 1 point out of it, but hopefully it doesn't come down to that at the end of the season, but no, good battle from everyone, from a fan's point of view, great meeting, close all the way through, good racing, that's what we all want.
Yeah, you did just fall 1 point short of that bonus point, but I think Poole have got more than enough for the playoffs, and that's what it's all about now, building towards that.
Yeah, obviously, we want to finish top or up near there. Obviously, main priority is playoffs, but we want to be as high as we can for for confidence and for pride. So, but at the end of the day, as long as we get in, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and of course it was, as you say, you ride with Sam and team ride in the Heat 1, but nice to beat him here.
Yeah, it's just treat him as anyone else. We're here to race, we're here to score points for our team. So it was, put me Poole Kevlars on today instead of me Wolves ones.
Thanks very much, Stevie. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
You can tell me what Steve said. I was recording, Dave. I couldn't really hear the junior match. The bikes were going, but sounds like Steve was fairly philosophical. Obviously disappointed Poole didn't get a point. Happy enough with his own night's work, though.
Yeah, that's the word I would have used, philosophical. He knows it's difficult here against Sam and Josh, and he's clearly enjoyed his racing at the minute, and he wasn't actually aware that he needed that 3 points from the last race to get Poole a point, and yeah, would that have made a difference? I'm not sure. If he'd tucked down the inside, Josh would probably have got him. So he's done as well as he could. He's beaten Sam in Heat 1 and had a good night. Danny King's had a good match as well. But Heat 13 and Heat 15 here, that's the Monarchs domain.
That's it. That's the Monarchs domain. Heat 15. We had to wait right till the end for our heat of the night. We'll see that now, though.
The Monarchs that get the better of that particular exchange. So
yep, and the maths is pretty easy. Any heat advantage for the Monarchs and Poole leave with nothing, a share of the spoils, or a heat advantage for the Pirates, and they take home a weak point. And it's a fairly even start as the Pirates at the front. See if Pickering can do it from the back now. Masters off the inside looks to be trying to get in second, but Danny King blasts into the third bend and comes out just in front. Some Masters using the inside to sneak up there.
Just about it. Pickering pulling all sorts of shapes at the back, but just finding his line blocked there by
here comes Masters, a big charge up the inside. Stevie Worrall looks to shut the door. Can Masters get through? Looks like, and at the same time Pickering gets through Danny King.
Best race of the night so far. We've waited all night. We're just saying it hadn't been the most entertaining night on track, but by God, we've had to wait on this one. All happening. Absolutely impossible to call the action. Josh Pickering, all action, trying to get the better there, but just lifting there, just about hangs on. How on earth he stayed on there? And Sam Masters just chipping away on the inside, and
Josh Pickering a little bit sharp with the wheelies there as they go over the line. Well, Dave, we said on the preview show on Wednesday, 2 home matches to come, 2 victories you would expect to be enough for the Monarchs to make the playoffs. That's 1 out of 2 down. We will be back on midweek, I'll say, just not the confirmed date. We'll be back midweek to preview next week's visit to Plymouth, another tough one looking ahead. But
it's not Plymouth. Next week is the Devils.
Next week. Devils, of course it is. I'm a week ahead of myself.
Yeah, it's not even Plymouth till August because we've got the summer trophy to come.
I'm so keyed. Jeez, why did I think it was Plymouth? So keyed in on the championship and those playoffs. I think that's as good a place to end it there. I need to go back and study my fixture list. We'll be back midweek to preview the National League match next week. Of course, it's the first chance the Devil fans will get to see a league comp on an night like Kelly. That's what Devils, but until we're back then, I'll know what the fixtures are at that point.
Yeah, keep up, Graham. Yeah.
Thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.
Bye now.